Hi, my name is Rory. My gamer tag is Cruze. I go to Oklahoma Christian University and I am a nursing student, or Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. Okay, so my very first memories of playing COD, my parents had never let me buy Call of Duty before. I'd asked them plenty of times, me and my brother. But yeah, I went to one of my friend's house. We played Modern Warfare 3. We played it all night, and then I came home and I managed to convince my parents to let me get it. Me and my brother just played it all the time. That was probably my first memory of playing COD. So I would say Black Ops. So when I first started playing in Modern Warfare 3, I think my full first prestige in Modern Warfare 3, I had like a .28 KD. I was like the worst player ever. Black Ops 2 League play, kind of towards the end of that game, I started realizing that I could kind of be pretty decent. I was a lot better than all of my school friends, so I started looking for like other people to play with. And then when Ghosts came out, that was when I really being like, oh, okay, I could actually maybe do something with this. So I finished high school in 2017. When I finished high school, I didn't really want to go straight to university or college after I wasn't very motivated. I kind of just decided I needed to take a break, and competitive was kind of like a thing that I like to do to kind of like not escape from like what was going on in my life, but like it was a good kind of like thing to give me to vent or just kind of get my feelings out. And then it wasn't really until I moved over to the US during Cold War and started competing over here that I actually found out what like the CCO was. It showed me that I could do like both things that I wanted to do. So I always wanted to like try and go pro in COD, but I also wanted to do like a nursing degree. And so doing the CCL gave me like an opportunity to do both of those at the same time. So I feel like it kind of was like a no-brainer for me to kind of come over here because it let me do everything that I wanted to do all at the same time. I would say that the journey moving over here, it was definitely difficult. I think the first time I came over here, just to like give you guys some timeline here, so I moved over here 2020, right before Cold War came out. So I played the competitive year of Cold War in the US. I lived with my fiance, my now fiance, and her family in Tennessee. I competed then, and then I went back home after that in New Zealand trying to get my student visa during Vanguard, and then I moved back here for Modern Warfare 2. So I think when I was here in Cold War, it was very different because COVID was happening. I didn't have to worry about, I had money saved up already. I didn't have to worry about working. So life was very easy. Change that to now where I moved over here. I am paying for my own apartment. I have a dog that I'm also paying for. I have a job, and then I have classes, and then I also had like scrims and tournaments and everything. I would say the journey was, at least for the last 2 years, have been like very stressful, but it did teach me a lot about like time management, prioritizing things. So I actually get asked this quite a lot by people on Twitter. Why do you do this to yourself, or how do you do this? What I learned is that the biggest thing is kind of like I said, it's time management, but not in terms of like sitting your day out and being like, okay, I'm gonna do COD from 1 until 8, and then I'm gonna do school from 8 until 12. Not every day is gonna be the same. You can't follow the same schedule every day because some days you might get 8 hours of sleep and some days you might get 2 hours of sleep. Don't waste your time. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think over the last 2 years, I've barely watched any movies, any TV shows, always doing something that I think is productive. The amount of time that people spend procrastinating on things, they could definitely work a full-time job with that amount of hours that they spend doing almost nothing. I would say that you should do it because I think that it is hard and it will take you a while to get used to it. I think the hardest part for me was my first 2 semesters because I had never experienced juggling all of these things. The thing with competing in COD is, as much as it's a great thing, the chances of actually getting something out of it are very slim. So playing like while you do college is a great way to have like not necessarily a backup, but it gives you something else to do. Like, you should have enough time while you're competing at any level. And if I can do this while we're getting like 3rd to 6th at majors and whatever, making champs, then you can do it as well. You have enough time to do your degree and then also compete to the level that you want. I never went pro, and that's fine with me. I'm not really bothered about it. I think that I had a great time and I achieved a lot of good things that I'm proud of. And now I'm done competing and I almost have my nursing degree. I'm already 3.5 years ahead of where I would be if I waited until I was done competing to start. We had not played really with Gus the whole year, and Gus had also not competed at all on Black Ops 6. So he hadn't played any sort of competitive. So we were basically kind of starting from square one with him, which when all of you are all juggling your own challengers teams as well, makes it quite difficult to kind of get there. But I think going into that event, I'm not gonna lie, we drove like a van down there or something. It was like a 9-hour drive. I did not think that we had really any chance of winning that event on the way down there. I was gonna go there and give it my all. Going into that event, there was St. Clair, which was like a full Challengers Elite team, Fisher, who was also pretty stacked, and then Northwood, who were all top Challengers players, but like Flames and Mock also didn't play that much, so they were kind of in the same boat as Gus. But I feel like on paper, we were probably like the weakest team. Yeah, I don't know. We got there and it just all started clicking, playing on LAN with the same guys that I'd been playing with for like 3 or 4 years. Honestly, that stage that we played on at the CCL finals, I think that is probably the best experience I've had like competing in Call of Duty across like any game. Like walking out on the stage with those lights and like the setup that they had there, that was insane. I think that was so cool. And then like you said, like to be able to win on that stage, I don't even know if it was about winning. I think it was about how close the series was and then winning. Like being with the guys that I had been with for like 3 years, and these guys are like probably gonna be my like best friends or really good friends like for life. It just meant a whole lot seeing how much it like meant to those guys as well.